This technique is going to be a mobilization in a split lunge position for the hips. This is, it's all about getting good hip flexor stretch and good rotation. For this, you're going to need a heavy band that's fixed to something low. You can strap it to a heavy piece of furniture or use a pole or a door anchor, anything like that. And then you'll need a hip strap. So I'll be using this hip strap, which I have, which is kind of custom made. You could also use a loop like this, or you could create a loop with a yoga strap. But basically what you need is this to go like that. And now that creates one unit. In fact, I'll use this so it's easy to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a hip flexor stretch where we're going to take the band and the strap, we're going to step through it, and we're going to turn so that it goes across the hips, just like this. And I'm going to show 3 different versions of this. But the side that the band comes around, that's the knee that goes down. So what I'm going to do is drive this leg back so that the knee is just below the hip. I'm in a neutral position, and then I'm going to let this go forward so that I can let the band pull me into this stretch. So the first level of this is a static stretch, where I'm just allowing this to hold and I'm leaning into it. If you don't feel the stretch in the front, one thing you can do to help increase the stretch is actually slightly externally rotate the foot. That can create a little bit more stretch. If the foot is in like this, you may not feel anything at all. So from here, and then the other thing I can do if I need more is I can just increase the resistance. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hold this for 90 seconds, pushing through the front foot, pushing down through the back foot, and squeezing the glute, and just holding that position. And once we've done that on one side, we'll step out of it and switch and do the other side. Again, the strap goes behind me, one goes under my hip, the other one goes over my glute. I'm going to turn, see the position, I'm going to swing this leg back, and then from there, I'm going to let myself shift forward into this, stretching the front hip flexor. You should feel this right in the front. Now, there's a second piece to this, and if you want to start to warm up to that piece, the way that you can do that is by taking your hands here and just slightly working in and out like so. But the full version is to take this hand, palm up, this hand, palm down. I'm going to interlink and pull apart to create tension in my torso. Now, keeping my hips square and my glute tight, I'm going to take this elbow and I'm going to touch this hip. So I'm going to try to drive this elbow as high up as I can. 1, come back to center. 2, come back to center. 3, come back to center. 4, center. 5, center. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm going to take this elbow, reach for the back hip, and raise this elbow as high as I can while rocking forward. So it's going to look like this. Touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to switch and do the other side. Now, depending on where you're at in your personal protocol, you may just be doing the traction version, you may be doing the full version, but the key is to understand that I'm staying as stable as possible. So when I touch, I'm not wiggling side to side a lot. So 1, there's a little bit of motion, but not a lot. 2, and this is pulling me forward. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I can shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is an example of the split lunge mobilization for the twisted hips protocol.